If you want to join in on the fun of lucid dreaming, try this wild method tonight. Wild, or Wake Induced Lucid Dreaming, is a pretty simple method that anybody can use to start lucid dreaming immediately. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 steps to get into that lucid state, and then also 3 tips to stay lucid once you become lucid. Hello, dreamers. My name's Lisa, and I'm the Dreamwork coach. Lucid dreaming is when you are dreaming and you know that you're dreaming. And from a Dreamwork perspective, it can be a super valuable tool because it can help you solve problems or face fears. It can put you in touch with your guides. It can also help you learn to see different aspects of yourself. And also it can just be a lot of fun and can be an awesome adventure. I feel like as a Dreamwork coach, I should put a tiny disclaimer in here before we dive into the steps of the wild method. And that is that while it can be a lot of fun to take over control of your dreams and, change them up and do whatever it is that you want to with them, from a Dreamwork aspect, just know that when we let our ego take over the dream and control it, you're losing a lot of valuable insight that you can gain from your dreams when you actually just let the dreams take control and lead the way. All right, now that I got that disclaimer out of the way, let's dive right into the 5 steps of the wild method. Step number 1, and this is kind of my own step, is to have a plan and write it down. This goes along with how I'm always harping on you about dream incubation, right? This is kind of the same thing, where you want to have a plan. And I personally like to have this plan because as soon as I end up in the lucid dream state, I tend to be so overly excited that I start running around and telling everybody, all my dream characters, hey, I'm dreaming, you're dreaming, we're all dreaming. And then I wake right up because I got super excited and I had no plan and I blew it and I woke up. So I find it's very helpful to have that plan in place before you go to bed and just write it down. So if you are just looking for a fun adventure, you can say, I want to go see the Grand Canyon, or I want to go scuba diving in the Maldives, or, just show me an adventure. I just want to take a lucid adventure. Or if you are trying to face a fear, go to sleep with that intention, write that down. Say, I really want to get over my fear of flying, or I really have this conversation I have to have with this person. Let me practice this in my lucid dream tonight. So just have that intention and have that plan ready for you. You can also just have a simple plan like take me somewhere fun. I just want to enjoy myself. I just want to have a fun lucid dream adventure. And that can be your plan too. That's fine. And then the second step is to set an alarm and wake yourself up after you've slept about 4 to 6 hours. After you slept 4 to 6 hours, you want to get up and do something for a half hour or an hour or so. This is a good time to get up, use the bathroom, drink some water. And then I like to read about lucid dreaming, go over my plan again in my head, just kind of prime myself for the fact that I'm about to launch off into a lucid dream adventure. And this is a good time if you want to take a supplement of some sort, a lucid dreaming supplement. I'm not condoning or saying yes or no either way that you should take them, but a lot of people do. This would be a time to do it. If you use galantamine is a popular one. My word of warning is if you're going to use galantamine for lucid dreaming, don't take it right when you go to bed. This is a major thing you need to know. If you're going to use supplements, use them safely, kids. So you want to take it now, when you wake up after 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I know this because I've tried it. And when you take it right as you go to bed, you can have some really awful feelings and just this really restless sleep, and it's terrible. It feels icky and gross. If you take it after you wake up, though, take it right when you wake up after that 4 to 6 hours, it can help you launch right into those lucid dreams when you go back to sleep. So then the third step is to go back to sleep and lay perfectly still. You want to kind of start getting into that hypnagogic state. If you want to know more about that hypnagogic state, check out my video all about that, and I'll link to that below. But you want to get into this hypnagogic state where you start to see dream images come in. But the idea here is you're letting your body fall asleep. So stay still, don't move around, toss around, and just let your body fall asleep while you stay conscious. It sounds hard, but after you've had a little bit of sleep, you might still be a little bit tired, and you've primed yourself for this. It's actually not that hard to drift right back off to sleep and stay awake through it. The hardest part really is making yourself get up after you've only slept 4 hours. If you can get to that point, you can probably do the rest of this pretty easily. And then step number 4 is to remain in that hypnagogic state for a while. You'll start to see things pop up, images, you'll start to hear things. Don't engage with them at the moment, but just kind of observe and watch the dreamscape start to build around you. Once it starts to do that, you can just walk right into the dream. It's also helpful kind of in this state to keep repeating to yourself, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. That way, once you finally get to the dreaming part of it, you're just saying, I'm dreaming. And all of a sudden you realize you're in a full-blown dream and you're walking around in it. So at this point, you're going to start to feel and notice that your body is falling asleep, but you're not. So some weird things will start happening, like you might end up in a sleep paralysis state where you can't really feel your body, you can't really move your body anymore. And if you start to try to move your body, you realize you're moving your dream body instead. You might start to notice your body vibrating. This happens to me, and it took a while for me to get over this, because I don't like the feeling that much. Like, I will feel my forehead vibrating like crazy. It tickles, I don't like it. So I just kind of push myself through this phase really fast. But you'll start to notice some of these things happening, and that's how you know that your body is falling asleep. It happens to us all the time, but we're not always conscious and awake for it. So just go with it, keep working on your breathing if you're a little nervous and just observing things, what's going on around you. And then that part will pass relatively quickly once you launch into your lucid dream. And then the step number 5 is to enjoy your lucid dream. Implement your plan that you had. Try to relax into the dream too. Don't go too crazy right away, because if you get all excited, you might just wake up. So at this point, you want to implement your plan, go along your way. If your plan was to go to the Grand Canyon, let's say, and you're not there, just state to your dream, take me to the Grand Canyon, and you should end up there. So that's how you get into lucid dream state. So once you're lucid and you're enjoying it and you're running around telling everyone in your dream that you're dreaming and they're dreaming and we're all dreaming, try these tips to stay lucid before you wake right up and lose it because you're so excited. So here's 3 tips for how to stay lucid once you get there. The first tip is to touch something. Find an object in your dream and touch it. And if there's nothing there, rub your hands together. Touching things and using our sense of touch when we're inside a lucid dream kind of helps our conscious brain get grounded into the dream. So just touching something solid always helps. Once I found myself in a room with absolutely nothing in it, and I felt my lucidity going away, so I just laid on the floor and started touching the floor, and that worked too. And then tip number 2 for staying lucid once you become lucid is to spin around. If you start to notice your dream fading away, try twirling around and spinning around. I don't know why, but there's something about this feeling of dizziness for me that always increases my lucidity. This is how I end up becoming spontaneously lucid in dreams all the time. Usually I have a bag of dream drugs that I'll guzzle down and I get really dizzy and I fall to the floor and then I wake up and I'm fully lucid. So this trick, once I realize I'm lucid, to get dizzy always helps. I don't know why. It just does, like that feeling of dizziness. It's very similar to that same feeling of dizziness I get when I'm very first launching into a lucid dream as well. So just beware if you try this spinning method that sometimes you'll end up in a whole new dream scene. And it's actually a tip that people use a lot to purposely change dream scenes. So keep that in mind. It might take you somewhere that you weren't planning on being, but you can always set the intention to come back to where you were, or, go from there in your dream and do whatever it is you want to do. Tip number 3 for staying lucid once you become lucid is to relax. Relax into the dream. Just kind of chill. Look around and be like, yeah, I'm dreaming. This is really cool. If you get overly excited or overly stimulated, it's a real easy way to wake yourself right up out of the dream. So this is another reason why I think having that plan beforehand is really helpful. It's a lot easier for me to relax into the dream when I'm not thinking, oh my God, I'm lucid, what do I do? Like to have the plan to be like, oh, nice, I'm lucid. I'm gonna go do this thing now that I wanted to do. That is like a much calmer way to proceed with the dream. So that is it. I hope you try this. If you try this, let me know how it goes for you. Lucid dreaming can be just such an awesome tool for dream work. So let me know how it goes for you. And if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and share this with your friends. It really does help me when you do those things. So otherwise, until next time, happy dreaming.